Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna.
I'm Paula. And today we have Ayla Schofield with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Fantastic. So, the first question. Now, this is the hardest question you're going to get from us. Who is Schofield?
I love that question. Ayla Schofield is someone who follows her dreams no matter what, and she is someone who has her gut and her heart tell her what to do rather than have people tell her what to do. And she is someone who's not used to speaking about herself in the third person.
Well, Crazy Women Country, you'll be talking about yourself in all different forms.
First, second, and third, probably.
Yeah, I love it. That is perfect.
So, I have to ask, because Paula told me that you're on the German version of The Voice. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, that was really a great experience, I would say. That was in 2019, so I was only 17 by then. And I had always watched The Voice when I was a kid, and I always wanted to be on that stage, of course, and that was kind of my goal for a long time. And I was never sure if I could get in because country music is really not big in Germany at all. So I thought, well, maybe even if I sing good, they might not want to have me on the show. But then I tried, and I got into the blind auditions. And it was just a great experience for me also to, I would say, to learn. I just learned so much, like being on a big stage like that. And I met a lot of musicians and doing interviews, playing with the band there and the rehearsals. It was all really, it was like my biggest stage, of course, that I've been on by then. And and we had all these auditions. You know, there's more auditions before you actually get on that stage when you're on TV. And I think I learned most from that, to like learn new songs very quickly and do all these auditions, not get nervous. And I pushed myself a lot during that time to get better and to be on point. And that's mostly why I'm glad I did it.
Awesome.
That's awesome. It sounds like a great experience.
It was, yeah.
If I could sing, I would do that too. I'd try the experience, but no. Not saying I can't. I can sing. I just don't think I can sing well enough. If you get my drift there, it's pitchy, off key. You know, it's still singing, but not as good.
We can all sing. It's just what level of singing you are at.
As long as it's fun.
Exactly. Like maybe I can go to a karaoke bar and have a few drinks and sing a song like that. That's it. That's my level of performing in front of people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to bring you a lot of joy in life. So, and I think also the people around you. So I think that's what it's about.
Yeah, I'll probably just give them something to laugh at, but it's all good.
It's all good.
Bring joy to the world. That's all we're about.
Yes, that's it. And crazy too.
Definitely. So you mentioned you're from Germany. Now, I know there's a bit of a scene over there because there's a few artists that I can't think of her name at the moment, won't come to my head. But so tell us, how did you get into country music?
Well, my parents happen to love country music, and they were always into the whole lifestyle around it as well, and living as close to nature as possible. And they always listened to country music, so I really grew up with it, even though I live in Germany. Like in the living room, in the car, there was always country music playing. And so I remember the first time I heard the Dixie Chicks, by then they were still called the Dixie Chicks. I know they're the Chicks now, but my dad put on a live record from them, and I was 9 years old, and I had already started playing the fiddle, and I heard her voice, and I heard the fiddle, and I was just in. I was like, I was jumping around the living room saying, I want to make country music. Like, this is what I want to do. And yeah, so it was very early. I would say it was ingrained in my my DNA.
I love that. And the Dixie Chicks are awesome, or the Chicks as they are now.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely awesome. So, yeah. They're very
Definitely. Cool. So, other than the Chicks, tell me, so who are some of the other inspirations you have musically?
Caitlin Smith is a big inspiration for me because she's not that much of an artist who's like touring that much or on stage as much as other artists, because she's mostly a songwriter, but she's so good like at her craft, and I think she always says that she's a student of songs, is what she calls herself, and how she got good at songwriting. And that's something that's very inspirational to me for my songwriting. Because to me, not only being on stage, but writing the songs is like such a big part of it all, and the most important part to me also. She has a powerful voice also. Like, I love her music, her craft, her voice. Then Dixie Chicks, as I mentioned, is I think really my biggest heroes. They've always been. And I got to see them last year live in Glasgow, actually. That was so amazing. And also Ashley McBride, she's also really amazing. I love also how she did everything, very much herself, how she was touring around in her truck, and like she just built it up from the ground, and she's such a strong woman. So yeah, she's also one of my favorites.
She's amazing. I just saw her in Glasgow, and she was awesome. If you want to see a show, you should see Ashley. She's just absolutely amazing. So, and I got to meet her, which is even better.
That's amazing. Wow,
she's absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So I can see why you follow her, definitely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your newest single that's out too. You just released it, In Your Car.
Yeah.
Tell us about the writing process of that and where that came from.
So that single is about actually, about saying goodbye, but with a hopeful feeling that you're gonna see the person again, and finding happiness and comfort even in that moment of goodbye, which is very sad, but finding that hope in that moment, just by feeling the connection with that person. And so I've been on and off with long distance, not long distance with my partner a lot. Like we've known each other for 2 years now, and when we had met and we hadn't known each other for that long yet, we already had to separate, and we knew we were not going to see each other for a couple months, and it felt terrifying. But yeah, so it was really amazing in that moment for me still to realize, even though I was so sad and terrified, that I still felt so much comfort and hope and faith in the connection we have and just, I'm a believer in things that are supposed to happen, they're gonna happen and they're gonna work out. So I had this feeling that it was supposed to be. And then writing that song just also gave me a lot of strength and faith to also get through that phase.
Perfect. I must admit, I watched the video and it looks absolutely freezing. Where was it recorded? You look like, you know what I mean? It's like, it just looks so cold. So cold.
Yeah,
how did you get through that?
Well, that video was recorded here in my hometown. Well, it's more of a village actually. It's in the countryside. And yeah, it was super cold that day. It was like minus I think -6 Celsius. And
Oh my
it
god.
was like one of the coldest days this it was early this year, and it was one of the coldest days this year. But it was so beautiful. Like I love it when everything's freezing and then you have the sun come out, and it's just, also the first hint of spring in the air, even though super early and still super cold. But I just loved the energy that this day had. And it was very spontaneous actually. I was the first not planning on shooting the video that day. But then I saw the sun coming up and I was like, we're gonna shoot the video today. Um, yeah, and it was really cool, not gonna lie, especially, with playing guitar and fiddle. Um, I had to have some tea in between and warm up my fingers, because there were some points where I thought they were gonna fall off.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking, how are you still playing? I mean,
Yeah.
your hands must have been so cold. I was like, oh my god. But that was very brave. But it does. It looks amazing. It looks absolutely gorgeous. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
very brave. Very brave.
I just want to say the lengths that you go to like be an artist, I think are amazing because yeah, I'd be like, it's too cold today. We'll try this in the summer. We'll pretend it's cold then. Yeah.
Yeah, true. I think I'm at least I'm trained to play and sing in the cold because I used to busk a lot. And yeah, so here in Germany, like we have long winters that are sometimes not even that cold, but they're cold and they're pretty long. And then you have just months and months of rainy and cold, and it's like, well, I still want to like save some money for buying a car later or something. And then yeah, I was for years I was busking all throughout the winter. So yeah, but -6 was
Definitely
still
good training.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's mad training.
That
That is
is
dedication. That is dedication.
It was funny because when you said that, I was thinking, I remember going back and listening to when Beyonce first started with Destiny's Child, how she would run and sing. Like her father would help train her. She would do like, I guess, a 5-mile run and she would sing the whole time while running. And I'm like, wow, that's a great training tool. Like I would have never thought of that myself.
I heard that she did that. Yeah, I was thinking that was so crazy. Like, but it's a great idea. Like it's amazing training.
I can barely breathe and run at the same time. Then I'm just thinking, run. I mean, seriously, that's just showing off now. That's just not fair. Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
Next up, CWC training programs. Here we go.
Training for your singing. There you go. I love that.
Would you like to do our crazy question segment now?
Sure. Let's dive into it.
Perfect. I love it. She's
good.
so brave. So brave. Keep my fingers in the way. Okay. Perfect. So these are fun, easy questions. We get to know you a bit more, and they're just a bit crazy.
Okay. Let's
So, yeah, we'll start off. So, what's your favorite type of transport?
Type of what?
Transport.
My car.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, I actually have I bought myself a small hand-me-down car and I turned it into a mini Greyhound bus.
Now we need to see that. I need to see that. That is awesome.
Yeah, there's actually some pictures of it on my Instagram and stuff, so you can check it out.
We're gonna be on Instagram after this, checking that out.
Definitely.
Oh. Okay, finish the statement. Today, my favorite song is.
Oh, wait. That's a good question. Landslide.
Ooh,
It's a good one.
great song, yeah.
I love that. That is. Okay. If you're having a bad day, do you have a feel-good TV show or film that you turn to?
I do. And it is Heartland, which is like it's I don't know if you've heard about it. It's a Canadian farm ranch TV show.
Yep, that's cool. I love that. That's awesome.
So tell us something on your bucket list.
On my on my bucket list is opening up for the Dixie Chicks one day.
We'll put that out
Okay,
there.
universe,
We'll put that
it's
out
out here. Let's do it.
It's out
out
there. Let's do this. Let's make this come true. Okay. If you could write with anyone, alive or dead, who would it be?
Oh, that would be Johnny Cash.
Awesome. Definitely.
Great
He's
choice.
awesome. Definitely.
Tell me the last thing you read.
Like a book,
email.
you mean?
Yeah, if you have a book, I love good book titles, so I could go check them out. I'm a reader.
I'm really
reader,
good.
so.
I'm really bad at finishing books, but the last one the last one I did finish was actually a really old book. It was called Canadian Settlers, and it was actually stories from the settlers, and it was written in 1844. So it was really interesting.
Wow. It's quite cool.
That does sound pretty cool.
It does. Okay. If your life was a reality show, what would it be called?
It would be called along the Autobahn in a tiny Greyhound bus.
I love that. Love that. But you and the little bus. I love it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So, do you and the tiny bus have a game plan for the zombie apocalypse?
Yes, we do. We are I'm going to yeah, I'm going to put something on my bus to make it swim, and then I'm gonna swim across the ocean and find some lonely island and play more music from there.
That's a great plan. Seriously,
I do love that. I do. We were talking that zombies don't like snow, apparently. Someone that was Canadian told me that once. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, you've never seen a zombie movie in snow. And I'm like, I think we have to make a zombie movie in snow now just because you said that. But
that's true.
Frankly, I was like, wow, okay. So yeah.
Well, if that's true though, well then I would probably just move to Canada and hang out there.
And you'll be safe. There you go.
There we go. We're all going to Canada.
Definitely. Okay. Which artist would you like to duet with?
I would love to duet with Caitlin Smith.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, if I called you up and said, hey, I have a dead body. Do you know a good hiding place? Don't worry, I promise I'm not going to actually kill someone, but hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically, I mean, even if the apocalypse happens, there might be dead bodies. So
there you go, just hide it with the others.
Well, I would say first off, we're gonna have to try to put it in my trunk, which is bigger than it looks. So I'm pretty sure we can fit it in there. And then we should probably find some a pond somewhere in the middle of nowhere, because I saw the Dixie Chicks doing that in Goodbye Earl, and I think it's a great idea.
Thank you, Goodbye Earl, for the idea, the hiding bodies.
I think we can learn a lot from that video. They teach us a lot there.
Definitely.
I love that. That is great. We'll blame that for it. Okay. What scares you the most?
Writing blocks. Yeah, sometimes I get so caught up in all the other stuff that you have to do, like make money or manage yourself or go busk. All the stuff, just like doing life, and sometimes my head gets so full with that being creative and having space for that in my mind, into my brain gets really hard at times, and that can be really scary because it's such a big part of me, and then it feels like losing an arm temporarily.
Temporarily, yeah. It'll always come back. It will come back.
Yeah.
That reminds me, when you said that, I was like, I have recently read a book, actually more listened to it. It was an audiobook, but they said that, one way to keep being creative, and, because there's actually science to it, they say, is to write everything down that's in your mind. That way you'll clear your mind out and then have the room to just be creative. Even if you don't have a lot of time, you'll have that 5-minute span to be creative. I'm like, well, I think I might try this theory, but okay. So it was a good theory. I don't know.
I will try that. That's a good idea. Try that. That might work. Mm-hmm. Have you tried it?
I have not yet. I was just looking to try that because I just heard of it the other day when I was working away. Okay. I'm like, I was listening to an audiobook and I'm like, I gotta write this down. So I remember writing it down. I'm like, okay, that way I'll remember to try it, obviously. But yeah.
I agree though. I mean, you got to get that stuff out of your head one way or the other. It's like a hard drive. Like if it's full, it's full. So you got to like put some stuff elsewhere, and then you can put stuff on it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's a great way of looking at it. Great way of looking at it.
So with this lovely words of wisdom we just found on a book, tell me, do you have any words of wisdom that you live by?
Well, yes, I do. I think my most important, the most important thing that I always tell myself is that it's when you have obviously everyone has better days, and you have days that are not so good, or days where you feel discouraged, or where stuff goes wrong, or you do something wrong, and it's always most important to learn something from anything that goes wrong, if it's your fault or not. Because that way everything has a positive note to it, and even if shit goes really wrong, then I'm still, at the end of the day, I know what I learned from it, and I can do better next time. And I think there's so much to learn in life. But if you really try to take a lesson from those things, then you can get up the next day and do it better.
Perfect. I love that. That's a great way of living. Okay, last question. What is your guilty pleasure food?
I just like eating a lot of strawberry cake. Like,
that sounds healthy.
It is actually, I actually don't have that much of a guilty pleasure food, I would even say, because I'm someone who likes sweets, but not sweets that are too sweet, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So pretty much all year I'm waiting for strawberry season to hit.
I must admit, the strawberries here at the moment are just awesome. I'm living on strawberries. They're just amazing. So yeah.
Oh yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. They're amazing at the moment. So yeah, we're buying them by the bucket load while we can.
Me too. Yeah, actually, in the village that I grew up in, we had a strawberry field just around the corner where you could go and pick your own strawberries. That was like my go-to all summer as a kid.
Ate as many as you picked.
Yeah.
one here, one there, one there.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So cool.
Okay, so I think we're going to play the Strawberry Festival here one year in Florida. It's usually in March.
Festival. Yeah, I would love to.
There you go, Strawberry Festival.
There we are. We're going to make sure we get you submitted for the festival. I'll find the details and send them to you.
Yeah, I actually and I saw that Oliver Anthony was gonna play at the Strawberry Festival, because I played a show here in the Netherlands with Oliver Anthony.
Yeah.
And then I checked out the rest of his tour schedule, and I was like, no way, they have a Strawberry Festival in Florida. I gotta go to Florida.
Please come to Florida.
Make sure you let me know when you come to Florida. We'll definitely have to hang out and have lots of strawberries too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh. So speaking of obviously traveling and things like that, what do you have in store for the rest of 2024? More writing, releasing more music?
More writing for sure. I will play some shows here in Germany and Netherlands, like smaller stuff. And I'm releasing 3 more singles because So In Your Car is the second single of my debut EP, and I have 3 more songs coming up, and I will release those during spring and summer. And by the end of the year, I'm planning on actually relocating to Canada.
So awesome.
Perfect. That is very cool. That is very, very cool. Awesome.
Definitely.
The 3 singles, make sure you send them over to us and we'll help promote them for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you on today, and you are welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed talking with you, and thanks for inviting me.
No worries.
Absolutely. And thank you, friends, for joining us for another episode. We'll see you next time.
Adios.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.